But there's much more to that story than that, folks. You see, I've carried so much emotional baggage my entire life that my nickname could have been Samsonite. I've got so many emotional scars, there's not enough Band-Aids in the box to cover all the wounds. My parents had addiction issues my entire life. Call it coping, surviving, rationalizing, ignoring. You call it what you want. I packaged it up and bottled it up and put it away like Christmas decorations, hoping to never see it again for another year. And that's a heavy burden for a 9-year-old. But that was my story, but there's much more to my story than that. You see, I'm the byproduct of a union that no one wanted to have happen. My parents met in 1966 in Knoxville, Tennessee. They met in a grocery store. My father was a produce manager. My mom was in high school, just graduated. She's working part-time. There was a challenge, though. My father is black, and my mom is white. So you think about that in 1966 in Knoxville, Tennessee, what it was like for a black man to date a white woman in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's probably not a rich, meaningful conversation to have, is it? It got so scandalous, so hot, right? My parents were sneaking around trying to date until my mom's father found out. And then him and his homeboys, I guess his posse, had some hardware and they were going to have a conversation with my father. Fortunately, they never had that conversation. So my parents literally had to escape for their lives with no family or friends and go to Washington, D.C. and start over. That's some thick, tasty love, huh? I mean, seriously, just get up out of the crib and just go. No one. My father's a 9th grade dropout, was a produce manager in a grocery store. My mom's got a high school education. 2 years later, here comes me. All biracial, me, green eyes, running around D.C. No money, no education, trying to figure out what you're going to do when you grow up. In the interim, my parents had substance abuse issues. My father was manic depressive and an alcoholic. My mom was a drug addict and diabetic. We all got a story, though, right? That's my story. In the interim, I was diagnosed with a learning disability when I was 8 years old. I was stigmatized and labeled, told I was never going to be nothing. I can still recall sitting in elementary school when I'm literally 8 years old and the aide coming in and pulling me out of the class and taking me over with the slow kids. And everyone making fun of me and shooting spitballs at me, calling me dummy. That didn't taste that good, did it? That was my story.